Reuse for us is always in the way of starting from the values of the existing. We have been always interested by the relationship between architecture, people, uses and climate. And also always to find in the projects in architecture a great generosity of space. More space is more life, more uses, better life, better relationships. And whatever the program is, this idea is relevant. Dealing with existing buildings, existing space is what we have to do permanently. Reuse for us is always in the way of starting from the values of the existing. So we always arrive on a place, we approach a site with the idea that there are already values that we have to observe, that we have to find out, and start from these values to make the design, to make the project. And this way of looking at things change quite radically the way of designing. A fragment of space is a piece of space which is designed around what a person or what a group of person is doing. It means how they are seated, how they are, where they are, what is the dimension around them, what is the height, what is the light, what is the noise. And the project is how we can combine all these fragments. In this way, we always refer in the design process to the way how a filmmaker is doing projects, because the filmmaker is always working around the storyboard and story of people who have separate story, common stories. They are always in a space, they meet always in space, they are always moving from a space to another one. And the eyes of the camera is always at the level of people, at the level of eyes. And it's something for us very important to try to be in that situation when we are designing architectures. For us as architects, our priority is always the quality of space and the use. It's what we place at the first, as well as generosity of space. And we consider that technical constraint can be always solved. If you have explanations and right arguments on every of the other constraining elements or technical or economical elements, you may have a chance to push your project. That's very important to consider also this aspect of the work of an architect. It's extremely creative also, but extremely rigorous in the way of solving practical and technical questions. It's very important to be curious, to broaden always the field of knowledge, of interest, to be critical, to see what is behind the question, what is behind the problem, what is behind the expectations, to research if there is another way to do it. To be open, because of course being an architect is to be open to the world, or open to people, looking at what is the reality. I think it's important also to be free-minded, to know that we can keep our freedom to think. I think that also they must believe in themselves, they must trust in themselves. You can trust that you can change something. So it's important to believe in yourself and to try to remain optimistic, curious, and to open your eyes.